Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Care and this is Make with Care. I'm a knitter, crocheter, and maker located in southern New Jersey near Philadelphia. And today I've got a regular podcast episode for you. I've got a couple finished objects, some whips, and some future plans. So grab a drink, grab your project, and let's get into it. I'm going to start with what I'm wearing, of course, as we must. I'm wearing the Mixed Rib Cami by Florence Miller. This I knit last year in Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino in shade Red Currant. It's kind of a flowy loose top on me now, so I am looking to knit another one to make it. It's supposed to be like a negative ease kind of fitted top, but I actually kind of love it as a flowy top as well. I think it's super cute. I love this finished object. The knitting it is a little bit rough because there's a lot of twisted rib, which just isn't my favorite, but super duper worth it. And this yarn's amazing. I've worn this so much. I get so many compliments on it. I do feel like I love this color, in case you can't tell from my nails. I do feel like this is like a good color on me. So if anybody knows what color palette this is, send help, because I do not know my season and I really wish I did. I need to have that like done, I think. But yeah, that's the Mixed Rib Cami, and I wear this a lot on very hot days and it's super great. So definitely recommend this pattern. All right, finished objects. Okay, first one. Very exciting. I just finished this yesterday. This is the Ravenna Sleeveless. And this is a pattern by Meeshyfrazz Knits. This is a test knit for Michelle from Meeshyfrazz Knits. And it's this beautiful Estonian button and all over lace knitted or like buttoned up vest top. It's super duper cute, I feel like, for spring and summer. I love some of the details on here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm like obsessed with the shoulder detail and all the beautiful like Estonian buttons, and this yarn and the whole drape of the project is just lovely. Taking some b-roll of me wearing it, so hopefully you get an idea of how it fits. I knitted this up in BC Garn Bio Balance, and here it is. This is in the shade 22. It's like a lavender, and it's made of 55% pure organic wool, 45% pure organic cotton. And this is a sport weight yarn. It's kind of used as a fingering in this project though, because the recommended needle size is 3mm. And yeah, it has 255 meters for 50 grams. So I think it's like a thinner sport weight. Definitely leans on the thinner side. It's got a good bounce. It's really enjoyable to knit with. It feels, I would say, like mostly like you're knitting with wool. But the finished garment is like not too warm. I was wearing it today, but it is 90 degrees out. So I was a little bit warm, but I think I'm just gonna be warm no matter what I'm wearing, to be honest. But yeah, I love how this came out. These buttons are super cool. I got them in London and they're like a pressed cotton button. And I thought the color was really good. It turns out it is very, very slightly warmer than the yarn, but I think they look really good. I really like them. They're like soft to the touch, which is fun. I'll put the name of the store that I went and where I they down below. I can't remember at this moment, except for that it's like a haberdashery. It's in London, in like pretty central London. And they have like yarn, all sorts of zippers, buttons, sewing notions, embroidery notions, fabric, like just amazing stuff there. Things for hats. Like, it's just the coolest store. Really, really cool. My friend and I spent forever in there looking at buttons and stuff, and it was just a great time. So every time I see this, I'll think of that store and that trip, which was so much fun. Yeah. I knit this exactly to pattern, except for one thing. I did shorten the armhole ribbing. Honestly, like, it calls for the same length everywhere of the rib, which would look really good. I got to this length and I was like, dang, I like love how this length looks for the arms. I think I'm just gonna stop there on that, and that's the beauty of knitting. And Michelle is great to test knit for. She's so lovely. I think the pattern is very clear. There's charts for like every size, which is amazing. So this pattern I believe is coming out in June. Super recommend. I think it's so cute. I'm excited to get more wear out of it this spring and summer. Yeah, it's knit. I knit this on 2.75 millimeter needles to meet gauge for the main fabric. And then I believe the ribbing's on 2.25 millimeter needles. So this took a while, but it just took me a little bit over a month, and I didn't knit on this monogamously. So, yeah, I feel like this doesn't take that long despite how small of a needle it is. I think of that month that I've been working on it, I didn't even work on it at all for 1 week because I was out of town and I left it at home. Because I do find that traveling sometimes with 2.75 millimeter needles is a little bit difficult to do when it's like a bumpy plane or like a train or something like that. So, but yeah, I'm so happy to have this done. I love how it came out. I'm like obsessed with it. Yeah, I can't wait to get a lot of good wear out of this. Okay, my second finished object is my Kauri tee. Kauri tee? I think it's Kauri. I'm gonna be honest, this is the first time I've said this out loud, but I love this t-shirt. This was also a test knit for Skeinny Dippin, which is like the most fun name. That's the Instagram name of the designer. And she was super great to test knit for as well. This is a super duper fast knit. So this is like a contiguous shoulder construction. It's like a saddle, but you do it like seamlessly and like in the round. You know, you knit flat until you like get to where you join in the round, I think. But there's like so much in the round knitting on this. And then this is knit. I knit this holding Holst Garn Coast Double, and this is in the color Crimson. So this is a 55% lamb's wool, 45% cotton, very similar make to this. I love both of these. The fabric that they make, the knitting experience, great. So holding Coast Double, this is knit on 5 or 5.5 millimeter. It's in my Ravelry. It's the recommended needle size. I'm prepared. Either way, super fast knit. I think I knit this in like 8 or 9 days. This was what my main focus, and this is what I took with me to London. But holy cow, did this knit up quickly. And this took me about 3 skeins of the Coast, and I have a whole extra one. And I love this yarn, so definitely will make more springy, summery projects with it. Yeah, I've worn this several times. I haven't worn it on a super hot day yet, so I'm not sure if it's going to be too thick for a hot day and too woolly. But yeah, I loved this pattern. Like knitting this pattern was so much fun because it was so quick and it felt like I was making so much progress. Also, there's no ribbing. You don't do any sewn bind offs. You do like this cool like non-rolling technique for stocking at the bottom, and then you do like a purl and then you bind off. So it's just a really cool bind off technique, and I love how the edges look. I haven't completely trimmed down my ends because sometimes I like to wear it a few times to like give them the full chance to adjust, and then I'll trim them shorter because I've trimmed them too short before and they poke through the front. We've all been there. But yeah, it's a super cute like VU kind of hybrid neck. I absolutely love the fit on this too. The shoulder detail is super fun to knit. And then you got the raglan. So I feel like with the continuous plus the raglan, it's just a really good fit. And after you split for sleeves, you knit the body, and then you only pick up and do like a short amount of rounds on the sleeves themselves. I think I knit this in a size 4. I think the size range on this is pretty good if I remember correctly. And yeah, I love how this came out. I've worn this several times already, really enjoy it. I love this fabric. I was worried the gauge was going to be like too loose because it is such a big needle, but it's not. It's like loose and airy a little bit, so you get like air through it, but it's not see-through. I do think the yarn is important for this project because some of the other testers I think used a like thinner yarn on the same gauge, and theirs was a little bit see-through, like especially in like the lighter colors. But I feel like the Coast, because it's woolly and I held it double, it really like fluffs up with walking. I also think my swatch was on gauge. I think my actual gauge was maybe like 1 stitch too many, so slightly denser, so slightly smaller than what the pattern calls for, but it was like it's very, very close to on gauge. Sometimes when I get in the round, you know, you get like, and it just gets a little bit smaller, but the fit is great. I love this tee. I absolutely would make this again because it's just so quick, and Coast has a bunch of fun colors. I would use the same yarn. I would honestly try like maybe the recommended yarn, or like a Line held double or something, or Tin Line held double by Santa's Garn, because maybe the held double would fluff up enough to like fill the gaps, because I think it is 5.5 millimeter, and you know, this is just a fingering weight held double, and I think it just looks so good. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think this was a super quick pattern. There wasn't anything confusing for me when I was testing it. I really didn't have like any questions or issues, and just so happy with the finished garment. And now I have 2 spring garments that are freshly finished. All right, that finishes up my finished objects. 2 in a month is really good for me. Very happy with that, especially since the one was on 2.75 millimeter needles. I feel like I cheated because the other one's on such big needles, but yeah, let's jump into my whips now. For my first whip, I'm going to be gifting this soon to my mom. So Mom, if you somehow find this before I give it to you, avert your eyes. But this is a crochet project, and this is just a bag that I'm making. There's no pattern. I just got some raffia yarn a while ago for like, I think $1.40 a skein from Hobbii. This is before the AI kind of deal. I'm not a fan of that, so not purchased anything since then. But when I did get this, it was super cheap, and I got 2 skeins. And I'm trying to basically knit the Coach, like a kind of like a knockoff Coach bag. Like they have like the rainbow and the other like raffia kind of type bags. They're like $400, and I was like, I really think I could crochet something like that. So I'm making this for my mom because she asked me to, and I've just I crocheted it in pieces and then sewed it together with like a waxed thread. And then now I'm picking it for the straps, and then I'm just gonna like crochet up to here, stop, and then do the same thing on the other side. So you can see it's like flat here, and then I did like all this detailing. It's not perfect. I will be very honest with you. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's mostly even. My like decreases here a little bit. It's not perfect. Looking at it now, I'm like, oh my gosh. But let's see, this is the center. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty good. And then I just have a little bit of unevenness like for how I did the decreases, but my plan is once I finish kind of the straps, I'm going to connect them together, and then I'm going to do just like around the whole circle, I'm going to pick up or I'm just going to single crochet or slip stitch, I'm not sure, along. So this is coming along. Actually looking at this now, I feel like this is one stitch off on this part right here. Like I think it goes, like it's good to like right here, and then it's like one stitch too far that way. So I may actually frog it back to just right here, which isn't going to be a huge deal. Yeah, I think I will do that, unfortunately. But that's, you know, that's fine. I think I'll frog it back to right here. This yarn to work with, I like how the bag is. Like it's, you know, kind of stiff, but not like super duper stiff. Horrendous on the hands, absolutely horrendous. I'm crocheting this on a 6mm crochet hook. The bottom I did on a smaller hook to make it like really dense on the bottom, but the rest of it I'm doing on the 6, and absolute murder on my hands. It hurts. This yarn hurts so bad. So that has really been slowing down the progress, but I need to give this to my mom in 3 days. So I will be finished with it. I am going to frog back this part of the strap until I get to here, and then I'll make it one stitch over this way instead. Kind of frustrating. But yeah, that's how this is going. Yeah, just made this myself. I am knitting some socks. These are based on Summerlee's first sock book, the Afterthought heel socks. And I'm knitting them at the same time on different needles with magic loop. I always found that my sock gauge was a little bit too loose on the normal recommended sock needles, so I have very small ones. I believe these are 2mm needles that I'm knitting these on, and this is, I believe this is Sunset Fiber Company. I got 2 skeins of sock yarn, this blue color and this maroon color, and I'm gonna make myself and my boyfriend matching socks in inverted colors for the fillies. These have been on the needles for a while, actually. I didn't show them as a whip in the last time because I hadn't worked on them, but I did get a lot of progress on them yesterday. I'm happy with how they're looking. You can see my tension's not perfect all the time, but I think they're cute. And yeah, I'm just working on the feet of both of them. And then I will do the Afterthought heel as the last step in the maroon. So the toes and the heels and the little stripes will be in the burgundy or maroon or whatever you want to call it. I think I did 64 stitches if I remember correctly. I cast these on so long ago, but I did a 2x2 ribbed cuff, and then the leg is 3x1. And the foot is obviously just a plain stockinette. And then I'm continuing the 3x1 pattern on top of the foot. I like my socks ribbed so that they fit better, and I want these to fit pretty well because I do want to wear these to the game. I've tried them on. They are definitely like the most snug of all the socks I've ever made because usually my socks come out loose. So I'm happy with how these are going so far. They are taking a while, you know, but I just kind of work on them occasionally. No real rush to finish them. Yeah, I thought I would show y'all these work in progress socks. Okay, my last work in progress is very, very new. I just started this on, I think, yesterday. Gosh, I'm sorry. Time is like, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. This is the Flock Fest by Andrea Mowry. And I have just the littlest bit started. There is my start. Hopefully you can see the colors. I am knitting this in Dererum, Natura, Gilliatt. In the same colors that I used for my loon sweater, I'm using the leftovers. So I've only got this amount of the contrast colors. This is Poivre Blanc, French. I'm not good at French, I'm so sorry. This is Tempet. I don't know. It's a very dark navy, I want to say. And this is Erois. I took French in elementary school for like a couple years, and clearly none of it stuck. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I have 2 full skeins of this left over. And just partials of these. So I'm very much hoping that I can get the best out of it. I'm planning on making it cropped because I honestly, I think that's all the contrast colors that I'll have yarn wise. I think I have plenty of this, 2 full skeins. So yeah, this is my favorite yarn I've ever worked with. I think I said that in my last podcast. I was talking about my loom sweater, which is one of my favorite objects, finished objects I've ever made. In large part because of this yarn. I love this yarn so much. I just absolutely love it. I think it's a more woolen spun yarn, correct me if I'm wrong, and it's merino and it's a French yarn, worsted weight. I believe I'm knitting this on 4.5mm needles. I did not do a gauge swatch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work a little bit further on the back and then I'm gonna measure my gauge. I started on the size that fits my measurements, but the size below it also starts with the same stitch counts for a long time. So it does like the same thing for a very long time. So my plan is to measure it, and then if I'm bigger, my gauge is bigger than it should be, which I suspect it is, very slightly, because I think this yarn is just pretty like fluffy, but I'll measure it and see. If my gauge is bigger than it should be, I'll just go down a size. If it's not, I'll just continue with the size. So that's a great thing about this pattern. I've never knit an Andrea Mowry pattern before, so I'm really excited to do this. And I am going to Flock Fiber in August. So I will be definitely bringing my Ravenna because Michelle is based in Washington, so I think it would be cool to wear it out there, and it's really such a fun piece, so I'm excited to wear it. And I think I'll also bring my flock vest. I know a bunch of people cast this on, and there's like a knit along happening in person some places and like online, so I'm hoping to join that where I can and yeah, post my progress. I like how these colors are looking. Honestly, I chose the white as the interior stripe simply because I have less of it. I'm so sorry, I'm distracted because there's a groundhog in my garden again. And I'm gonna have to let my dog out to take care of the situation for me. But before I do that, he doesn't hurt them, by the way. He just chases them out of the yard and then they just run away as soon as they hear the door open. And we hope that his presence will deter them, but it doesn't. They keep coming back. We do a lot of gardening in our backyard and they've eaten our broccoli or spinach. Anyways, yeah, so that's it for my current whips. I do have one plan that I will cast on very soon. Also, I have my like Ivy blouse and that I talked about last time, that's pretty much at the same part. I'm still just working in the body. I take that with me as my like to go project. So I do think I'll be finished with that by the time next podcast rolls around, but that hasn't really had much progress. But yeah, I do have one plan. Let me go get my swatch. Okay, I have returned. This is my swatch for my Olga jacket. This is a pattern by Petiteknit. And I have made the Olga sweater before, but this is like the cardigan version. This is knit up on Erica Knight Gossypium cotton tweed. It's 50 grams, 96% cotton, 4% polyester. I think it's the Tweety bits. And this is in color 10 milk white. And I've also got color 12 indigo blue. And this is 50 grams, it's 125 meters DK. So this is this combo. This is, yeah, cotton construction. Oh, hi Zelda. This is my cat Zelda. She likes to help me knit. Yeah, so I knit up this swatch. No, it's not the full height of swatch. I'm a recent swatcher. I used to not swatch at all. So we're gonna take our wins where we can get them, okay? And yeah, I measured my gauge and I blocked this and it's looking really good. I really like how this looks also. I'm happy with the fabric. It's not too see-through. And it has like a nice drape as well. My only concern with the cotton is that it will be like, it's not going to be as stiff as Pure Gint, which is what the recommended yarn is. So it's not going to like, not stiff. It's not going to hold its shape as well. So I think it is going to look a little bit drapier. But I'm okay with that. I think it'll be fine. I might not make it as oversized, just knowing that. So I'm kind of currently debating which size I'm going to make. I'm probably going to pick one with less positive ease, just because I think with the cotton, I don't think I want, what is it, 20 to 30 centimeters of positive ease. I think that's just going to be like a lot. And I think maybe like a little bit of a closer fit. Obviously I still want like a little bit of positive ease because I'm envisioning it as like a layer that I throw on in the evenings, in summer, and you know, maybe carry it around with me. The nice thing about it being cotton is that I could wash it. So yeah, I'm excited to cast this on soon. I do really like these colors. My other Olga is in a navy and like a light gray. So this is a very similar color palette, but I think it's a little bit different. So I think it's fine. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is going to be a soon cast on. I suspect that I'm going to fly through the Flock Fest simply because I love working with Gilliatt so much. And it's such a nice knitting experience. So after that is well on its way, I will then start this. So it's going to be a lot of button up, knitted flat, stripey garments. But it is what it is. I also need to plan for what my next kind of summer tea tank is going to be. I may make, I don't know. I'm actually not sure. I saw the Petite Pointel tank, I believe it's called, by Jessie Made Designs. Very interested in that. I thought about knitting that actually. I have some more Holst garn in a blue, like a cobalt blue, that I thought about using for that. I've also got, I have a little bit of summer yarn. I might make a Sabai top. I've never made that. And I have some drop spell in stash that I could make that with. Otherwise, I'm looking to, I don't have the yarn yet, but I do want to make another tank in this color. Probably not this exact same tank again, because I already have it, even though they would be different, right? Different sizes. But yeah, I love this yarn. I probably will get this exact same yarn and make another tank or tee in it. But yeah, if you have any tank or tee patterns that you're absolutely loving right now, I would love to hear what those are. And if you have any suggestions for me on my color palette, or yeah, what I should make next, let me know. Also, I got some helpful comments on my last video, thank you, about knitting a cardigan in cotton. I would still love to hear if anybody else has any more tips, if you think I should size down and plan on it being like drapier and heavier. I know it's not going to look exactly like the Pure Gint. I think it will look cute and I'm excited for it. But yeah, if you think my plan of just still knitting something that's big enough, but maybe like a little bit less oversized is a good one, let me know your thoughts. Or if you're like, no, you absolutely should just make it oversized, it'll be great, let me know that too. All right. I think that's all I've got for y'all today. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I would love it if you gave this video a like and if you subscribed. Lots of you did on my last video, which was so much fun. I loved reading your comments, and it really makes my day when somebody comments. So let me know what you're working on, if you're working on any spring, summer knits, and if it's really hot by you, let me know so I can commiserate. I'm not ready for the heat. But I hope y'all have a great rest of your day or evening wherever you're watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.